TGS. So all this data we're talking about, it's publicly available in America, right? It's publicly available data that the operator has to report to the Texas Railroad Commission. That's who tracks all this stuff. Every month, every operator in the state of Texas has to report to the Railroad Commission. TGS has built a software that bolts onto that data and then does all kinds of crazy analytics on that data to better understand its declines and its potential value. So he's going to, on this screen, we're going to roll it up a little bit, and he's going to go through a little slide deck about how TGS's data is leveraged to make better decisions. But before that, as of March 2023, how many barrels of oil has come out of the ground? What am I looking at here? I'm looking at gas or oil.
That says both. So that's barrels of oil a day, MCF of gas a day.
Oh my God. Okay, let's just go with oil. In the Eagle Ford, the Balcones region, the Eagle Ford, from Austin to San Antonio, he's gonna have you ready to go with the laptop?
Yeah, man.
Show him the region. Where are you at?
Running? Let's see. Let's pull up the Eagle Ford here. We got this live.
And where we at? Oh, you're going. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I can't see it, but I'm going to take it on faith that that's
It's
showing my
your
laptop
screen,
over
yeah.
here. So yeah,
It definitely is.
Yeah, let's see the Eagle Ford. So are we going to do a
You want to do a
big reveal?
A big reveal of the number?
Check. Yeah. What's how do you want to do this?
Let's see. Maybe call on somebody. Whoever answers this question gets trunk line, horizontal well drilling socks for your next event. As of March 2023, how many barrels of oil in a day has the Eagle Ford made? March 2023, the whole Eagle Ford. Anyone want to take a stab at that? 600 barrels? 600 barrels. She gets a pair of socks. She gets a pair of socks, but it's definitely higher than 600 barrels. Gary Gonzenbach saying higher. Anybody want to throw out a number? 2 million. You said a day? A day.
It is 867,000 barrels a day.
Oh my God. I don't deserve the socks.
Give up the socks. Well, we have socks to give out, definitely. Can you believe that? 867,000 barrels of oil averaged a day in the Eagle Ford, in the Balcones trend that we're talking about here.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
The Cume, maybe after
Cume?
the show. You can do that right now? You can run Cume?
I can do that right now.
So this is how much oil has come out of this region in the Eagle Ford since the conception of the play.
So let me look in real close and read that number.
Count the commas.
4.5, what is that? 1,000 million billion barrels.
4.5 billion.
Yeah, so there's your cumulative volume since this data was around. So I guess since the 1950s, if they were producing before the 1950s, probably a bit more. But yeah, it's a lot of oil coming out of the ground. So this is an interesting area to work in, and
well, it's why it's such a metropolitan complex between Austin and San Antonio and this region. I mean, it's thriving the way it is. I totally believe because of the hydrocarbon deposit that's nearby.
Yep.
This has contributed so much to the success of the growth and the history, and everywhere San Antonio, Austin, this whole area is going is built on the recovery of the oil and gas from this area. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The history's great. What else do you do with this? Show some decline curves. What else do you do with this data real quick?
Absolutely, man. So this is our new tool that I really love working with this. It's so easy to use, and I love just being able to look and find some interesting stuff in the data. So I pulled all of the Eagle Ford in here, and I just ran a quick plot. But you can even do cool stuff like running very quick maps on Eagle Ford hotspots. So let's look at oil IP90s to try and find the most hotspot areas. And there, this is really fun because within like a couple seconds, it just kind of democratizes and lets anybody just go in and quickly look and say, okay, where are the red areas where there's, real big hotspots? This is a real big interesting area for the Eagleford IP90s. So you can just click on one of those wells and check it out and say, oh, this is, producing, what is that, 44,000 barrels of oil for your IP30, 112 for your IP90s.
So in 30 days, it did that much. In 90 days, it did these numbers you're throwing out. And then the other idea is you also are tracking how much proppant it was fracked with, how much water it fracked with, how many stages, how long is the lateral. Yep. You're tracking all that stuff to make a decision on that too. Absolutely.
So everything in here, look at the various different laterals in here. Being able to compare and look at, well spacing and gun barrel diagrams really quickly and see how far wells are spaced apart, where they're producing from, where they line up with all your formation tops. It's a really fun tool to go in there and play with and just kind of get a feel for, even if you're not producing or operating in an area, just kind of getting a feel for how things are being produced from different areas and understanding plays by looking at various different aspects of it. So,
well, man, thanks for TGS for sponsoring this event too. You guys were out there on hole 8, made it possible from the tee box. So the sponsor is really cool, and you got a software and a massive database that's really powerful. How long have you been working at TGS?
I've been at TGS for about 5 years. So I was an operator before that, came to TGS, and I've been working with production data and well data ever since. And this has kind of been my baby for the last year and a half, 2 years. So.
It's well data analytics?
Absolutely, yeah. Well data analytics. Yeah, and you know what? As a, we know that the serpentine rocks that we're seeing in the outcropping here are kind of the theme of this event. So we put together some information about serpentine rocks. We got some logs that are producing from serpentine rocks over on the booth over there.
Right on.
And then we put together some visualizations based on some of these Baylor, geological studies from the 1980s that show serpentine fields and how they correspond with, the Taylor and the Austin Chalk formations. So we got a lot of cool stuff.
And it's huge. The whole trend is essentially what you're seeing on that map. That's how big this complex is. That's bringing in hydrothermal vents, serpentine muds, oil generation. Like, the system is huge, and we're just right on top of it in a great location to help manage the resources that Mother Nature has given us. It's bringing it to the surface, and we get to use it and be effective with it, with medicine and everything we do, the infrastructure, our energy landscape, because this resource is so good, goes right into Mexico. It doesn't just stop on the Mexican border, right?
Nope.
Do you guys have access to Mexico's data? You wanted to talk to somebody about that?
You might need to talk to somebody about that. Yeah, we can maybe show you a little sneak peek.
All right, right on. Right, it's international. TGS is international data.
Absolutely, yeah. So, log data, well data, and then, seismic for those who are interested, international and all across the U.S.
I'm going to tell Alan, we're going back to Colombia, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go back with TGS's data. All right, man. Thank you for sharing your time, showing us that.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Right on.